Welcome to the weekly challenge. My name is Tim Corey, and it's my goal to make learning C# easier. One of the ways learning C# becomes easier is through practice. In this video, I'm going to challenge you to publish an ASP.NET MVC website to IIS and or Microsoft Azure. Now to get started, if you're on YouTube, follow the link in the description to go to the challenge lesson. This lesson is part of the weekly challenge course. There you can see and download this video. But also right below the video, you'll see the download for the instructions. Use this to get started. Now you may also notice there's another lesson right after this one that has a solution for this challenge. To get the solution for this challenge and every challenge ever issued, you will need to subscribe to the course. When you do, every solution will unlock. You can download every video and all the source code. You'll also be set up to get new challenges and solutions a bit early each week. You definitely don't need to purchase anything. And I want to emphasize that. You do not need to purchase anything. But if you want the help and advice, the solutions are there for you. So let's look over the challenge sheet. This one sheet gives us the description of what we're going to do. And really the goal is fairly simple. Deploy an ASP.NET MVC website to IIS or Microsoft Azure and verify it works. That's all you have to do for the basic challenge. Pretty simple stuff. Now, as we know, the bonus challenge takes things up a notch. This is more like the advanced challenge. And the bonus says include authentication in your MVC website. And then when you deploy, make sure you change to a real SQL database, not local DB. And make sure you don't have to change any deployed files to get the new database to work. Which means that in the web config, there is a connection string to a local file by default when you create your authentication database. So when you create a MVC site and you say, I want authentication, it's going to create a connection string in web config. And that connection string just points to a local file. That's great for testing, and that's what you should use. But when it comes to deploying it somewhere, you should not use that SQL server, that local DB file. So whether it is an Azure SQL database, now those, if you use the free credits, they're free, obviously. But even if you paid for it, it'd be $5 for a month for an individual SQL server. So if you have the testing time, the free credits, go ahead and use it. Or you could even point to a local SQL database. Just don't use the same one for then your development. Okay? So you can't just go to web config and change the connection string, because that's not how you really do it in the real world. Okay, so let's not do it for practice. Instead, what I want you to do is figure out how to get that connection string to change when you publish without you having to do anything manually. Okay, so change from your local DB file to a SQL server, whether it's SQL in Azure or whether it's SQL on your local machine, even if it's a different database, it's all. Make sure you change it, and then when you publish, make sure it's pointing to the new database. Okay? So the challenge is to publish it somewhere. The bonus is to publish it somewhere with authentication and a database that is different than your local copy. Okay? Now, if you really want to take the full advantage of the challenge, do it both locally in IIS as well as in Azure. Okay? So get the experience of doing both. All right? I hope you have fun. I hope you got it. Good luck and happy coding.